class?
Yes, yes.
All right, good job. Today we're going to learn a little bit about how to retell a story by putting the parts of it in order. Now, I want you to raise your hand if you can tell me something that you got to put in order for it to make sense. What's something you can put in order for it to make sense? What? Done. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Does anybody know what I mean? Ava?
Blue.
I don't think y'all understand what I mean. What I mean is, if you put something out of order, let's say if you're going to count from 1 to 10, you went 2, 5, 7, 3, 8. Would that be right?
No.
Because it's out of order. You got to put it in the right order in order to make sense. Now, I know one thing that everybody knows is it goes in the right order. Everybody likes cheeseburgers, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's okay. So, let's pretend these 4 boxes are the 4 different parts of a cheeseburger. All right? So let's see here. We have some cheese, we have a bun, we have some meat, and then we have another bun. We have to put them in the right order. So, let's say the first thing I put down was
A bun.
hold on just a second. I'm gonna put the meat first. We're gonna lay the meat down first, and then we're gonna put a bun on top of that, and then we're gonna put the cheese on top of that, and then we're gonna put the last bun on top of that. Now, is that right? No, of course not. That'd be a weird cheeseburger. Grabbing the meat from the bottom, it'd get everywhere. So let's. It sure would.
And it'll be giant.
All right. Let's try again. Let's try to do this again. Make sure we get it right this time. Let's see. First thing we put, I'd say, first you put down the bun, and then you want to put the meat next. Then you want to put the cheese,
Then the bun.
and then the last bun.
That sounds right.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I would eat that cheeseburger. Would you eat that cheeseburger? Yes, that's a good cheeseburger.
I wouldn't eat because I don't like cheeseburgers.
Well, that's okay.
I like pickles.
So,
I like pickles.
class.
Yes.
Good job. So, a lot of things in the world don't make sense unless you put them in the right order. It's just like a cheeseburger. You can't put that in the wrong order. And the same thing is true with a story. If you tell a story out of order, it's not going to make sense, right? If you told the ending of the story first, it'd be confusing. So, today we're going to read a story.
Like sometimes Mommy reads a book backwards like that's the right side.
Yeah, that's kind of funny if she does that. But today we're going to read a story called The Napping House, and we're going to retell it by putting the parts of the story in order. So I want you to read. I want y'all to repeat after me. Ready? I will listen. To the napping house. I will retell the story. By putting the parts in order. Good. Now I want you to turn and talk to your friends for just a second and tell each other what we're going to do today. Go.
You know, we're going to read stories. And we're going to read it backwards. I'm not kidding. No, we're not.
Make sure you're telling your friends what we're going to be doing today.
Fine. You will be my friend.
I'm not going to do that today. It's okay. Ready, class?
Teachers, excuse the interruption. Ms. Aldridge will not be going around and picking up the envelopes of money. So if you have anything that needs to come to the office, please send a child down with that. Thank you.
Yes.
Good job. So we're going to read The Napping House, and we know that because this is the title of the story. This is the title, The Napping House. And the author is Audrey Wood. Mrs. Wood, she grew up in a circus where her dad worked, and when she was really young, she wanted to be a children's book author and an artist. In fact, she wanted to be an author so bad, she got a Dr. Seuss book once, and and she scratched out his name and wrote her name in place of it. And she got in trouble for that because it's not good to write on books. But when she was real little, she thought maybe that would help her to be an author. But since then, she's wrote a lot of books, including The Red Racer and Elbert's Bad Word. And she wrote all these books, and I'm going to put them over here for later in case y'all want to read them after the lesson's over. And on that bed, there is a granny, a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. All right. Now I want you to sit very still and listen to me. Wait until I say go. But when I say go, I want you to open up your envelopes. And I want you to pull out the bed. Wait till I say go. You're going to pull out a bed. I got a bed in there for you. And you're going to... Actually, you can go ahead and just dump everything out. When I say go. When I say go.
When he says go.
And in there, you're going to find a granny. And I want you to put your granny on the bed and put it in the middle of your table. And you're going to work as a group to do that, so everybody has to be grown-ups today, right? Alright? So when I say go, you're going to open up your envelope, you're going to find your bed and your granny, and you're going to put it in the center of your table and set it down. Ready, go. Be very careful and do not tear the characters because they'll be very sad if you do that.
Let everybody else help you.
And on that granny, there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And don't put the kid on yet, hold on. In the picture you can see, there's a child laying on top of the granny now. So, what we want to do next, wait till I say go. We're going to put the child on top of the granny, on top of the bed. Alright, when I say go, is everybody listening to me? Class?
Yes.
Make sure you're listening to me. We're going to put the granny on top of the bed, which you've already done, and we'll put the child on top of the granny. And when I say go, I want you to do that as a group and raise your finger up high and be quiet when you're ready. Ready, go. All right, class.
Yes.
Time for the next part. Now I want to point something out I think is really interesting about this book. If we go back to the last page, what do you notice about this page right here? What do you notice about the child? He's getting up because he's going towards the bed. And then on the next page, he's laying in the bed. So, what do you notice about this page that might tell you who might be getting in the bed next? No, the boy's already in bed.
The dog.
Look at the picture. Can you see that? See the dog getting up? So, we're going to see what happens on the next page. Alright. Eyes on me. And on that child, there is a dog. A dozing dog. On a dreaming child. On a snoring granny. On a cozy bed. In a napping house where everyone is sleeping. Alright? And when I say go, I want you to go ahead, and I know you know what to do now. You're going to put the right character on top of the child. Go. Alright. So, looking at this page right here, the dog's on the bed now, and look at the picture, and let's see, anything you notice about the picture, keep it to yourself. We're going to the next page. And on that dog, there is a cat. A snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed, in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. You know what to do. When I say go, put the right character next. Go.
Is Lego
me. Class.
Yes,
Good job. Y'all are getting the hang of it. Now, this one's a little tricky because it's really hard to see what's coming next, so you can't really guess unless you get real close.
The crocodile.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. And on that cat, there is a mouse. A slumbering mouse.
No, don't do
On a
it.
snoozing cat.
Can't do it.
On a dozing dog. On a dreaming child. On a snoring granny. In a cozy bed. In a napping house where everyone is sleeping. You know what to do. Go.
Put on there.
All right. Now don't touch the middle. You gotta keep it in order, right? Keep the middle in order.
Why did you do that?
Now I got an activity for everybody. I got a writing activity. Class.
Yes.
Looking at me, right, Riley? All right. We got a writing activity that we're going to do. And this is going to be very similar to the part in the beginning where I did the cheeseburger. Because we're going to have 6 boxes. We're going to have 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is not for the cheeseburger. This is for the characters in the story. I want to write their names over here, but they're not in order when I write them down, okay? We've got the child. That's not good age. Sometimes even grown-ups have bad handwriting. Let's see. That's great. And a child. That's the child right there. That's how you spell child. And then Granny. This is the flea. And we all know what that word says, right? Cat. That's the mouse. And then the dog. So these are the 6 characters. We've got the child. We've got the granny. We've got the flea. We've got the cat. We've got the mouse. And we've got the dog. But that's not in the right order. So your job, and this is going to be by yourself. You're not going to be working as a group. I mean, you can ask your friends for help. You're going to be doing it on your own paper. And you're going to put all this in the right order. And I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the first one. Another thing too is it has to be from the bottom to the top, because the granny, I'm going to go ahead and show you. The granny goes on the bottom. The granny was on the bottom in the story, right?
Yeah.
And then we had so-and-so, whoever comes next. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out these sheets for y'all.
I know who comes next. The child.
Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Work with your group if you need to, and you can use your stack in the middle of the table to help remind you. We're going to write those words in these boxes, okay? And write your name at the top.
No, I'll get your pen.
12 and 1.
Class.
Yes.
Everybody looking at me. Eyeballs on me. Looking at me. Write your name at the top here, and then you can go ahead and start. And just like I helped you out, I put Granny on the bottom. It's the first one. You can go ahead and write Granny right there. And if you don't know how to spell something, all the words are up here to help you remember how to spell them. So Granny goes in the first one, and then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, next one, next one. All right. Go ahead and let's get started.
Don't like it like this. Don't do this. I told you I don't do this. That's how I do my name. Here comes the
Okay, go ahead and write the one that's on the bottom.
I did it! I spelled right! That is a